Well, good morning my YouTube friends. It's Margaret here from Emmy's Orchids and Keith in the garden, as he normally is these days. Excuse me just for manoeuvring around. And what I did this morning, I decided I needed an orchid fix. We've come through the darkest days, which of course are November, December, January, and now we're coming into that lighter time. So what I decided to do this morning was go to Marks and Spencer and see whether they'd got any Phalaenopsis orchids. And the reason I thought it would be a good time now was simply because we're coming up to Valentine's Day, and I don't know whether you're going to be able to see them. It's very awkward with these are supposed to be there we go, mini. And we've got a root here which is desiccated. So what I thought I'd do is I'd open them up with you and see what the roots are like. Now they're only £8, and I didn't think that was too bad, £8. The same things were in a pot, were £12. And I thought, well, I've got enough pots, I don't need to go to the expense of paying an extra £4 for a pot. And if these are mini, well, I'll show you what I think are minis in a minute. Let's see if I can open this up first. I think it's potted in bark because some's just dropped out. Bear with me. Goodness gracious, it's going everywhere. Right. A nice little pink one. Now I picked up another one, exactly the same. But the other one had got 2 stems on. And I noticed with this one, there we go, it had got 3 stems on. And there's the 3rd little stem. And this one, it's so unstable in the pot. And you see, there's that desiccated root there. And I was hoping I wasn't going to have to repot this, but I see that I am. And well, first of all, I need to just get rid of this basket here, and I think I need my clippers for that, but let's just see whether, oh, it's coming up. Now these will be imports, of course, the power of the supermarkets, whereas if we were to go to one of the orchid nurseries, unfortunately we'd be paying a lot more than £8. So let's see if I can just release this. Well, I've released from the bottom. Let's just see. And then what I might have to do is go down and get some bark. That is a moss plug we've got there. And try and be gentle if you get something like this, so that you don't displace the roots. There, you see, and break them. Let's see if I can cut this little thing here. There we go, that's one piece off. And see if I can get this one off. Actually, the roots are not in such a state that they're beyond savourable. I think they're fine. But this is far too wet. And you see how I'm getting all this. I've actually brought 2 little tubs of water, because from the top I actually thought they were bone dry, but you see, it's not what is above the pot, it's what is underneath. So I must have a look at this label in a minute to see actually where it's come from, to see if it says actually on it. Right, got a cracked root there, can you see? That little cracked root there, so that's not going to fare very well, but I won't. Oh. Right, so it's got peat moss, we've got some coconut husk and little bits of bark. Really, see some more coconut husk. All these would keep that orchid too wet. Tell you where it comes from. It doesn't actually say. What I'm trying to do now is just get as much off. Just bear with me a minute. I just need to just step back. Sorry about that. And also, I'm not wanting to break any of these nice little buds. I'm just wanting to clear a little bit of this peat moss from here. And then there we go. I mean, it's used to this peat moss because it's been grown as a seedling from it, so it doesn't matter that I don't get it all off. So I think for the moment that will do, and I'm not going to put it in any water. And there's that little tiny pot. So we're going to have a look at the next one now, and then where shall I put it? I'll just put it in here so it's secure. Now this is the next one, a very familiar one, but it was the only one there that I thought was a little bit different. The others were some darker pink ones and what have you, but I quite like this one. And They got a lovely one, a chocolate coloured one, absolutely gorgeous, and that was in a glass vase, but that was £16, and I thought, I'm not paying £16. It was the same type of orchid, maybe a little bit smaller bloom, but I certainly wasn't paying £16 for it. Right, let's have a look at this one. This has got some dead roots at the bottom, and it's as wet through as anything. This, oh dear, this one's completely wet through. And just hanging on some of these, it's this peat moss that does it. Let me see that. It's this. This is the culprit. See, if I squeeze that now, water. Can you see the water? These poor little roots, and they're epiphytes, and they're just clogged up. Now this one hasn't got a little basket, which is fortunate. It's just got the plug. But this is why they get such a shock. You see, there's the first little leaf, because I don't know at what stage they're actually shipped, in the sense of this is wet through, whether they're watered when they leave for export, or whether they're watered when they arrive. But this is absolutely sodden, and this is of course the problem we have with the transitioning of our orchids. I've got one here which I got last year. That was in a little tiny vase at, I think that cost £5, and it's taken me 12 months to actually get it to any state of good health. Right. And you can't rush this, because what I don't want to do is crack any of these roots. And I've just looked at that wrapping that they came in, and it just said display until the 24th of February. It didn't say where they come from. And what can you imagine? We're only at the beginning of February. Is it the 2nd? I can't remember. So if this was going to be sat, or, you know, all that time, I left my little pokey tool. Oh dear, I've lost it. I have to manage without it. It's just a little tiny bit here, I can't get my fingers in. Just, there we go. There we go, come on. There we go, you see. Now that one, there's a bit of a dead root there. And there's one where it's lost the bottom part of the root. These are white because they've been inside that moss plug, and I can show you. Can you see the little tiny? That one's already fell off. Can you see? And there's another little tiny seedling leaf. There. and there's this one here which is broken. Can you see how it's broken? So I'm going to gently, if I can, just lift that off. Right, so bear with me folks while I just go and get my box of bark, and we'll be back. Right, I'm back, and I forgot to bring the tray, which I took down to clean, but never mind. The main thing is I've managed to get 2 pots with holes, and I've just put a little bit of inorganic media in the bottom. Lucy's oats, grow stones, a little bit of lava rock and some pumice. And I've got a box here of Orchid bark from my dear friend in Memphis, which I'm going to have them grow in. Now these have just been in that little bit of water. But what I don't want to do is actually have them sat in any kind of damp media. Right, what I might have to do is bring you a little bit closer, so just bear with me a minute. Sorry about that, I've just had to manoeuvre the camera in the hope that you're going to be able to see what I'm doing. And whether or not you can actually see. There's the pot, of course, and that the roots go in there very nicely. And all I'm going to do with this one, got a little bit of mechanical damage on that leaf, but otherwise it looks quite good. What I want to do is just see if I can, that's it. I just wanted to see if I could anchor that cane. And we've got a cane here. Now, that's it. So really what I'm looking at is trying to avoid as much disturbance as I can. And what I'm not going to do, not for a few days anyway, is to water this. I think I've gained enough experience over the years to allow it to settle down into my environment. For a few days, let it get used to the warmth here, because of course if you're familiar with Marks and Spencer's, those who live in England, usually the plants and orchids are just inside the main entrance, which in itself can be drafty. So let's have a look. Still feels a little bit unsafe. Let's just put a little bit more just here. There we go. So that one's done now. Have a look. Just going to pour this rainwater out that I'd put in these 2 little pots here. I'll show you in a minute. And I think, you see, they're just going to go fine in those 2 little pots. And then let's do do the next one, and then I can pick you up and show you. This is the one that's got the big long root system, let me see, and it's got some bark, some existing bark. Now this has just got this leaf here, which is not a brilliant colour, so we may lose that one. And again, you see, what I'm going to do, and those who grow orchids, you know, this is just, we all know this process where you try and twist the orchid into the pot. There we go. Now let's see if I can get this cane just to sit down. Okay, turn you around, and then, so that's sat down now, there like that. Turn around this way. Sorry about the, you probably don't hear it, but there's somebody pipping a horn, car horn outside. Right. Okay. So, will that stand firm there? Okay, thank you, Will. Right. Bear with me again. Right, so there they are. I've only just noticed that one's got two big dents. Now whether that's mechanical damage, I've no idea. This is the lovely little pink one. And I'll probably take these downstairs, to tell you the truth. I'll probably get a lot of bud blast. You see, we've got one little bud blast there, because they're used to it a little bit cooler, and of course it's very warm up here in the grow room. And there, look at that, that's quite good, that one. And we'll put that one down here, and this is the other one. Will we fare any better with these? But we could do, because there's not as many opened as with the other one. But there, you see, it's got a nice flower markings, and this one hasn't got as many leaves, but let's turn it round. There we are. But it's in this pot now, and hopefully it'll adjust downstairs, and then I should be able to bring them up. We could be having there a little extension there. Can you see it? Like that one's happened there. Now these are my two little mini Phalaenopsis. That's got a leaf that's dying back there, and I have to be careful because sometimes I forget. It's got the roots going down the back, and it has a little green extension there, and we've got one there, and we've got a little new leaf there. So you can understand why I call this a mini as opposed to that one. And this one I think maybe is a little micro mini. That's a new leaf this year. This is the one I'm showing you now. That was in a tiny vase last year, and it was reduced to £5, but it's taken me 12 months to get this one to health. So I think you'll agree with me that now I've had my orchid fix, I'm quite happy. You see, that one might blast. And at £8 each, even if they don't survive, but I'm hoping they will, I can't complain. Not at £8, because this will give me several more weeks of beautiful blooms. So thank you for joining me, and no doubt we'll be back soon. Bye bye now.